says webinar streaming live on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. It is streaming live?
That's what it says on my thing.
All right. So.
I'm glad we got the sound to work.
Uh-oh. Hang on a second. Let's see. All right. We're streaming. Let me pull up. Let me get the phone so we can see the comments. Dang, this is a different format. I'm going to have to get used to it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Does the sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we're good there. Let me go back to Facebook. All right. Let's see. We got 10 people in the house. All right.
Yay.
Let's see here. All right. Turn that sound down. We got Christine Skiba, Cricket Holden, 7 other people, Heather Houston, Kim Longo, 19 people, 21 people. We got a new, we're in transition as we move closer to our own independent site, which we were hoping for this weekend. We're pushing it back a little bit not because we don't have the streaming capabilities, but because we don't have the website ready. But that's going to allow us to kind of go through like a research and development of our technology capabilities as far as broadcasting goes. So we're going to be able to, and this will probably be as soon as the next show, we'll be able to put videos on, do some things with multiple screens, do a lot of really cool stuff like we do with the radio show, kind of combining the radio show with this show. So we're going to roll this show out in just a minute. 35 people in the house. If these shows resonate, please share so we can stay above the algorithms at Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for your continued love and support contributions. It's allowed us to get this far, and we're going to do everything we can to keep this energy building like a snowball. It's the only snowball I've ever seen that's expanding as it ascends. So, all right. Welcome, everybody. Let me share this to the affiliate groups real quick, and then we'll get the show rolled out. We had a false start this morning, but it allowed us to go ahead and take care of something we need to take care of to expand our capabilities. We're now using Zoom. We're no longer going to use Be Live. Thank you, Be Live, for the 900 episodes that you hosted. It was very nice of you. But we're moving on to bigger and better things. So welcome to SoulSpeaks 5D, Shari Mattson. That's a name that a lot of people know, but they don't know the face.
Right.
Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for sharing space with us and honoring us with your presence. So you are multifaceted. You're an energy worker. You are a poet with an E-S-S or something like that, or E-T-T-E. And you're also an artist, painting like the eye behind us or behind you right now.
Painted that in high school.
Yeah, that's trippy. that was really trippy looking at that at first. Shaz says there's a beautiful full moon tonight in Liverpool, England. We got some exciting things going on at Soulogy.One. And Shari was a big part of that, a catalyst today, because she had a dream last night that what was it? The mic wasn't going to work, right?
I had a dream that I was singing in front of a bunch of people, and I was really nervous. Singing.
Well, that's what we're going to do today then.
And yeah, there was mic problems and technical difficulties, and it just didn't work right.
And then what was it? Funky Todd Medina? Is that what you said? You heard what?
When I was meditating this morning, I heard Funky Todd Medina in my head. I didn't know what that meant, but I figured you might.
So I might, yeah. And that's why we got on. We were having a conversation talking about this before, and we are an hour late, but we're going to run right into the next show. And so I was telling Shari that I had a dream. Well, a lot of dreams, like I have been every night, and I'm remembering more each day. But the last dream I had was about a friend of mine, and I sent her a note and said, here's the dream I had. We were in your house. You were getting kind of like cosmic surgery, etherical surgery. You had this, you had that. There was this, and I had all these details. And then she wrote me back and said, in my dream last night, you were there and you and my son were running around. And in my dream, there was a boy that was obviously her son. It was weird. So, we're all connecting, So if I'm Funky Todd Medina, what's your nickname in the ethers?
I think we go to higher realms in our dream state. Like I've had
Absolutely.
a lot of dreams that didn't make sense the minute I had them. But like 2 weeks later, everything would come into play that was in the dream.
Yeah.
and
now it's happening the next day, and you're going to be singing before this hour's over.
Oh boy.
So
I'll sing one of my poems, maybe. Shattered Pieces.
Yeah, that's cool. Do whatever you want to do. I'm going to rap one of your poems.
Cool.
What's it called? Out of Hell? Bat Out of Hell?
Goodbye Hell.
Goodbye Hell. Okay, I'm going to do that one. We're going to do it spontaneously. I just pulled an instrumental out. I looked at her words and I pulled an instrumental out. So I'm going to try to, I don't rap. I soul speak. It's not singing. It ain't rapping. So a lot of people know you, and you're one of those who's always there, I know a lot of people that know you. And that's what's so cool. I love about these shows, especially those like you that put very few pictures of yourself up, so it's always cool to get to meet them. But, the famous question here when you first come on is, when did you wake up?
When did I wake up?
When did you wake up and know that this world wasn't what we were led to believe? And you started listening and running your life by the other side, so to speak, your higher aspects or source.
I've had a series of wake-up calls in my life. But since I was a little girl, I just always felt like I didn't belong in my own family.
True Blu-ray.
Never understood me. I
True
was the
Blu-ray, right?
Huh?
I said that's the story of the True Blu-ray.
Yes.
A lot of people that identify themselves with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
My dad was an alcoholic. I was terrified of him. My mom didn't hug. She wasn't affectionate. I didn't fit into the family, and I grew up in a lot of fear when I was little. And it took me a long time to find my voice and actually speak. Went through a lot of trauma as a kid. Got to see my dad put a gun to my mom's head when I was little. And me and my mom didn't talk about that experience till I was in my 30s. Communication level with the family has not been good for a long time. So writing was very therapeutic for me. Journaling, because I was deathly shy too as a kid. And I would have people speak for me. Like when my mom would introduce me to people, she'd go, "Oh, she's shy." Or they'd ask me a question and she'd speak for me. Yeah. So you could say it took me a long time to find my voice.
Yeah.
And that's where poetry and all that stuff came in. And my artwork was my way of speaking without having to speak, I guess.
So you were writing pretty early, and were you having any contact with higher aspects or any aspects or anything that was quote unquote on the other side of the veil?
I would have weird experiences that I couldn't explain and I couldn't talk about when I was little. And things kind of just progressed as I got older. My dad's death in 1997 was a catalyst that told me I was a medium, that I realized I was a medium, because his spirit was contacting me in dreams and stuff. He was calling me on the phone.
Calling you on the phone in dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you still connecting to him today, or did he serve like as a bridge to get you into the ethers?
He was like a bridge. He was definitely a bridge because I got to see him cross over when he finally did cross over. It was a year after he passed. I got to see him in the tunnel experience.
Wow.
There was a woman with him, and she said she brought my father to say goodbye to me. She did all the talking for him, and he wasn't speaking, but I saw him just standing there with a sad look on his face. My dad was 44 when he died, and he died in an oil rig explosion. He worked on oil rigs. So I asked her why he wasn't speaking, and she said this is too hard for him. She was like a guide or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, the tunnel experience happened. This vault door opened up, and there was people on the other side cheering and applauding and welcoming him over. And then after that, he was prominent in my dreams, and it just got pretty intense to the point where I didn't know dream from reality because they were just so meshed together.
Yeah.
And my readings that I was doing at the time were taking on another level too. So
now this was after 97. This is a year or so after he transitioned, physically transitioned. So that was early in your journey, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about something very similar to this yesterday, because my first year and a half, probably 2 years, when I woke up, which was long after you did, 2011. Most of my interactions with the universe had to do with crossing souls over and being communicated to by some that I knew and some that I didn't know. And I didn't see the tunnel in the way you did, but very much the same thing, watching them cross over, helping them cross over. And I realized yesterday, really, that period of time was some type of training, or maybe like you're talking about, as your mediumship expanded to where it was like a bridge.
Yeah.
One day it just stopped.
Not long after my dad died, I started the writing. Like I had a voice even just keeping me awake at night. And I heard a voice that said, "We opened a curtain for you to see what's beyond, and you will help many people."
Mm.
And that's when I started writing a book about my life and things I'd been going through.
Yeah.
But I couldn't share this with my family. They thought I was crazy all my life, so I kept everything to myself.
Well, I think that was probably smart, because the ones that didn't keep it to themselves got into a little trouble. Speaking from experience.
Yeah.
So how did I want to move up, but we got plenty of time. But it's very interesting what you're talking about, your journey. How did your mediumship expand? Were you channeling? Were you communicating more like like a medium, like someone in the middle? As like the operator.
Sorry.
All right, that's okay. So how did your mediumship expand after you had the encounter with your dad?
Before I was just kind of just doing readings for people, regular readings, but now it was like actual souls coming through and getting pictures of them, and doing more just mediumship type readings. Like I was talking on the phone to some guy on the computer, and I just started like hearing things in my head, And I was telling him this stuff, and he goes, "You're freaking me out. Can I call you?" It's just this random stranger.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, "Sure." And so we talked on the phone, and I just heard this name like kept being repeated in my head, like Richard or something. And I go, "Do you know a Richard?" And he's like, "No, I used to." And I was like, "Okay." And then I was hearing brother. It's like almost the words were just being whispered in my ear of what to tell this guy. And I think a lot of mediums, it kind of happens that way for them.
Uh-huh.
But it ended up being his brother that passed, committed suicide. And I saw an image of like somebody twirling a gun on their finger, and it accidentally went off. And he said that makes sense because we didn't think that he would kill himself. It ended up being like a reunion. Like I got his personality. We were laughing.
Yeah.
It was really awesome. Like,
so do you think that, like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but like he just kind of merged with you and was speaking to the brother you were talking to on the phone?
absolutely. Like
Yeah.
I could even feel his presence on my higher
Yeah.
right when I was on the phone with that guy.
Yeah, that happened to me 2-3 years ago. I went to see a sister in Arkansas, soul sister, and for about a day and a half, almost well, it was 2 nights. So it was a night, the next full day, and the next night. My grandmother, who has been a big part of my journey, kept jumping into her, and it was like I was talking to 2 people, and I never laughed so hard for a day and a half. Because my friend, my sister, she was conscious of my grandmother. It was weird. It was like they were both in her body at the same time. So, and it was a very real experience. A lot of things happened around that time
Right.
that pulled a lot of stuff together. Now, so speeding up to today, so you've been awake and aware for a long, long time. What's it been like to watch this expanded consciousness in the collective occur, especially over the last?
Home.
Yeah, right.
It's like being home, where you're understood, and all your shows with all the people, you just you relate and you know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And then 3D world doesn't understand what you're talking about.
Well, you don't say hey, this thing supposedly started around 2012. Most people, it's 2012. You would take a year or two. Some of them are like 20 plus years. But let's just put out a public service announcement on the Soulogy Network now, that if you haven't figured out not to talk to 3D people about the stuff that you go through, it's better that you don't, because they're not going to understand you. And that's always the first sign of waking up, isn't it? You go to tell everybody and you see people posting on Facebook, they're like, nobody will listen to me. So, and your family, how's that gone for you? I mean, for a lot of us, it's been, we're the odd ones out. Oh, sorry about that.
Challenge. And my mom is sitting right over here.
Yeah.
So I'm watching what I say.
She's what? What'd she say?
She just walked in.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw her walk in a little bit.
Yeah, I saw her. Yeah.
Well,
so
my relationships with my family have been challenging because I've always been there.
Do they know you're a healer? Have they ever tried you out? Have you ever written them a prescription?
I used to practice healing on my mom when I was a teenager because I was watching like Unsolved Mysteries and Therapeutic Touch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to try that. So I practiced that on her. Yeah. I had a visitation from Jesus when I was like around 19. I had severe depression and I was just always just down, and I didn't know who I was. I didn't know my purpose on this earth. And I had a visitation from Jesus. At the foot of my bed, there was this glowing figure. The night before, though, I was reading a book called How to Heal Yourself of Whatever Ails Your Body in the Name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And you just touch yourself and you say, I heal myself of whatever ails you. But I remember waking up in the middle of the night and I saw this glowing figure at the end of the bed. And then in the morning I had like tingling in my hands, like vibrating almost. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I think I told my family, and they're like, it was just a dream, or, you know, but it got me out of my depression, and I was thinking I can walk around and heal people now. It's almost like my hands were leading me. Uh-huh. I'd watch things on TV like Touched by an Angel, and my hands would be like vibrating. But I was so shy and insecure. I wasn't just going to walk up to people on the street and go, can I heal you? So I practiced it on myself for years. Yeah.
And do you do a lot of hands-on healing now in your energy practitionership?
I do long distance healing, like with my readings and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping to expand that to in-person people at some point.
And I don't know what part of the world you live in, but are you finding, some people are talking about how they're finding conscious community in their local area, starting to
yeah, I'm in South Dakota.
Oh, you're in South Dakota.
Rapid City, South Dakota.
Wow. That's a holy land over there.
Spiritual, yeah.
Absolutely it is. Now, do you have anybody in the local level that you get together with in the community?
Not now. There was like a lightworkers group here. Mm-hmm. And I contacted that guy on Facebook, and he said that they never had enough people or something, so he closed it down.
You've got some really deep poems. You really do. I don't know if you want to share one with us. These are incredible. I've got copies of about 6 or 7 of them, and they come from, she puts the year they were written, and so you can kind of see where she's been, and it sounds very familiar, I think, to myself and to a lot of other people. Do you want to go first?
Want me to just grab one at random?
I don't know. You want to try that first one, the one you did the video to? Or I could even pull the video up if you want, if I could find it.
Oh, Shattered Pieces.
Shattered Pieces?
I just posted that on there, the video. You should.
Did you just post it on your let me see here.
I just posted on Spirit Solutions.
Okay. All right, let me look it up. Hang on a second. All right, so I should just be able to go to videos.
And I recently posted videos of me singing it myself.
Okay, I've got 2 here. I've got one Shattered Pieces with like some, looks like broken glass with a heart, and then a Shattered Pieces written by Shari Mattson that's black. Which one is the one you're singing it?
Neither of those I'm singing.
Oh, you're not? Oh, it's just the words? Is that what it is?
It's another lady singing it. I actually turned my poem into like this place that turns poems into music, and they sent me that back.
Oh, I see. Well, let me try this. Video of it. Let me try this one here. Hang on. Okay. Hang on. Come back. Wait a minute. Can you hear that?
Planned for earlier, but we had a late.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I've not done this before. Can you hear that? You couldn't hear that? Hang on a second. Let me try it this way. Hang on. All right, we're gonna go here and go there. All right, tell me if you can hear this. Can you hear that? No. Shari, you couldn't hear that?
But I don't.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, well, we can do it with the broadcast software. I can't do it with this. I can do the screen, but I can't do the. What I can do is, huh?
I can play it.
Yeah.
I played it.
Do you want a little bit of? Oh, would it work if you played it? No. The sound.
Yeah.
I can play the sound if you want me to. I can do it off this. After this show, I'll start using the broadcast software. But here, I'll put it on. Hang on. I got it right here. let's see, that's Spirit Solutions, right?
Yeah, and if people want to hear me singing it,
Spirit
I've
Solutions.
recent videos that I posted on Spirit Solutions and on my regular
Yeah.
wall.
All
Of
right.
my
So
video.
Spirit Solutions. Okay, here we go. And we're going to go to pages. All right. Spirit Solutions. It's on Facebook, 11,000 likes. Let me go to the videos. And here we go. Called Shattered Pieces.
Is anybody resonating with the show?
Shattered pieces scattered all around, finding their places embedded in the ground, deeply cutting into Mother Earth, nestled so comfortably, awaiting rebirth. While dirt is kicked around and people walk by, they don't see the truth, they just see the lie. They don't know I'm down here or that a piece of me has died. For now I will stay here and just wait and hide. As I sand and polish and rework my art, the new and enlightened becomes my new part. Ready for life and ready for love, the kind people dream of, sent from above. Newly reshined and newly repolished, I'm following my dreams rather than demolished. Shattered pieces scattered all around, each piece a reminder of what I have found. Jagged edges and parts that cut deep, I will bury in the ground and put you to sleep. I'm laying you to rest, I'm letting you go. Shattered pieces no more, just so you know. A shiny new mirror, a shiny new face, a new piece to the puzzle that's just found her place.
Man, that gave me chills. It's running up and down my legs now. That was incredible. And you say that was an app? How did that work? You just put your lyrics into the app and
Yeah, you like send them like $300 and you send them a poem and they bring it back as a song.
well, you know what? I think we can I'm looking forward as part of the Soulogy's expansion is expanding the music side of SoulogyOneStudios, and I'm seeing like the second channel, because we have a lot of material, the second channel just strictly being, music-based artistic expressions, what I call SoulSpeaks,
Yeah.
video productions that collaborations, so they won't cost anything, just people's time, right?
When that poem came to me, I was going through like the dark night of the soul period, that people talk about.
Yeah.
It was just when I realized that I had to let go of everything that I was in the past, my story, who I was, the experiences I went through, the trauma,
yeah,
fear, all of that. It was like a rebirth for me. And I've had a lot of those in this life.
I think we all have, haven't we?
Yeah, I think it's a constant.
Amazing.
Constantly awakening.
Oh, absolutely.
Growing.
Morgan says we're just growing up. Just growing up. You're always growing up.
We grew up in a world that told us what to be.
Yeah.
And now we're really just figuring out who we are.
Well, somebody's asking, what app is it? Do you know what app it is?
Diamond Garden Music.
Diamond Garden Music.
You send them like a poem or something, and they pitch it to like famous people, and they let you know if it's gonna be a hit. And I was like, I think this is gonna be a hit, but they keep like wanting me to send more money and more poems, and I'm like, no, there's a new way I can get my
work with SoulogyOneStudios. It won't cost nothing.
Right.
Just collaborate with your fellow brothers and sisters. You know, the ones that we were all called crazy for all those years, but you know, crazy is crazy. I think you should. I like the little country, the country western, you know, that was coming out in it. And I think you should write one. Crazy isn't crazy anymore. Country style, you know. So that was beautiful.
I
that was
cried
really
when
beautiful.
I heard it as a song for the first time, because I knew it as a poem, but I was like, it expanded and it grew into a song. It evolved.
Yeah. Test.
My poems are like my kids, because I never had kids. I never got married and I never had kids. So
oh yeah.
All my poetry is like I'm sharing my kids with the world.
Sharing your beautiful soul with the world. That's what you're doing.
Right.
This mic is picking up a lot of. I'll fix it later. Let me try this. Test. Okay, that's better. Yeah.
How many people are watching right now?
There's 2 people here. I'm just kidding. There's 56 people in the house.
Oh wow. Okay.
There you go. Diamond Garden Music. That's the app. Yeah, and then Alinka Sandhu said she'd like to share some art. So yeah, just send me a message and we'll get it set up.
I have this tiger.
Yeah.
I drew. I believe it's cool.
That's really cool.
And then I did the border maybe 2 or 3 years ago with paint, and I hadn't really done anything with art for that long, but I was feeling like I should.
That's really pretty. I love that eye in the background. I love that eye. We got 55 people in the house.
This is a horse I made years.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
This is colored pencil, and
that's
then
colored pencil.
The border is paint that I did later, years later. I'd like to get back to my art sometime. I mean, these poems and everything were years ago, and I haven't been inspired or gotten anything in my head as far as poems go for years. And I kind of didn't do my art either. I put all my energy into doing readings for people and stuff. That's what I enjoy right now, but I'd like to get back to that stuff.
And how do people get in touch with you to do a session or do a reading?
Just personally on Facebook.
Just message you on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then your other page is spiritual solutions, spiritual solutions, or is it spirit solutions?
Spirit solutions.
Spirit solutions. Yeah.
They can get a hold of me there too.
Very cool. Very cool. So you want to try? You want to try? Let me see if I can do a little Soul Speak 20 years. It's called Leaving Hell or Goodbye Hell. What's it called?
Goodbye Hell.
Yeah, let's try a little something. See what happens. Let me plug in the music. Are you still nervous?
Kinda. Off and on.
All right.
I'm sure you could tell my voice earlier.
No. I was going to say what I was seeing was a lot of courage. That's Yeah, that's what I was seeing.
I've hidden a lot of this stuff for years, you know, and getting out in the world and sharing it is like, it's new.
Yeah.
New world.
Well, this one you wrote in, let's see, you wrote this one in 06, 9/25/06, called Goodbye Hell. This is what we do here. We just spontaneously, intuitively create and collaborate courageously.
We'll have to read the gates to heaven after that. Just a little bit of like balance.
Hell, is this one kind of dark? All right. Well, we'll go with it. Let's see here.
Okay.
We'll see if this fits. This music fits. Hang on. Goodbye Hell by Shari Mattson. Little collaboration. All right.
I love it.
Hell burned me, hell churned me, hell turned me into the person I am today. Hell scarred me, hell barred me, hell was certainly a price to pay. Hell sliced me, hell diced me, hell threw me away, but hell caught me and taught me the lessons I need for today. Hell zapped me, hell trapped me and wrapped me in its embrace. Hell enraged me and engaged me and protected me. It protected me from grace. Hell, I hate you, but hell, I love you for the lessons that you taught. Hell, I don't belong here and I must leave you now. Because I'm meant for more than to sit here and rot. Goodbye, hell, I must bid you adieu. I think 32 years was enough for me and you. My heaven awaits and happiness too. It's nice to be rid of the demons that work for you. Now I'm a earthbound star. No, I got you.
You're mixing them.
The gates to heaven will open, but first you must find the key. The key is hidden way down deep. Look inside yourself and see we're all born with a special key. Somehow we lose it along the way, so start searching for it far and wide. I'll meet you in heaven one day. My home is your home, it's our own sweet home, so stop by once in a while or feel free to roam. I'm waiting behind the doors, so open the gates and you'll see the kingdom to heaven is yours. Look way down deep and find me. Hope the neighbors don't get mad. The last time I did this, they complained. That's why I just remembered that as I was doing it. So, it is what it is. So anyway, thank you for giving me the honor of trying that out.
You're welcome. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you know, as an artist, you're always like, man, that was horrible, man. You're like, I should have done this. Right. But you know, there's something to be said about doing things spontaneously. You know, past the point of embarrassment, especially when there's a collaboration where two or more gather. I mean, that's my firm belief. But yeah, do you have any more you'd like to read?
Sure. How about Spider?
That sounds good.
I wrote that in 2000, and it was actually, I had a dream about a spider. And it was just kept throwing its web on me. And each time the web got stronger. And at the end of the dream, I stomped on it and killed it. But when I woke up, I just had this poem in my head. So it goes, dreaming, spider chasing me, hiding up in a tree, throwing his web on me. Spider, what are you doing to me? Wrapping me up in your web so I can't break free. Laughing, you leave me be. Those webs you weave can't bind me. Silly spider, I'm stronger than you. Want to take me on? Let's see what you can do. Who do you think you are playing this game with me? Oh, now I get what you're saying. You are me.
Yeah. I was going to say, when you crushed it, was that a good thing?
Yeah. Oh, what tangled webs we weave.
Yeah.
We create our own problems in life
Right. Right.
by fear. Fear was my major obstacle for a lot of my life, and it
I
just made
think,
it hard.
yeah, I think everybody's
Hard enough.
can identify with that in some degree or another. Yeah, spiders are interesting. I never really dug spiders until about 3 years ago. I was up in the mountains in Arkansas, and I went to this private swimming hole. It was a, what do you call it? A spring, a natural spring.
Mm-hmm.
And I went at night, and all of a sudden I started hearing, "Go get some rocks, go get all your sacred stuff." I was traveling around the country. Go get all your sacred stuff, like, all my little totems and stuff. So the universe had me carve a triangle in the dirt right next to the edge of this swimming hole, and I built a fire in the middle. And as I I would put all my little totems inside the triangle, and it was
Nice.
straight intuitive. And all of a sudden, this big, almost as big as my hand, this big red, long-legged spider came crawling up to my foot, and I heard, "Don't move," and it went right over me, and went past. And the crazy thing was that whenever I got done with this ritual, which went on for like 2-3 hours, and I went to get everything out, put the fire out, get all my stuff out of the triangle, the spider came back. I shined my my phone on the ground to make sure I got everything, and as I did, and I was about to leave, the spider came right back, went right over my foot again. So it was pretty cool experience.
He was your messenger for that
Yeah, it
time.
was. And actually, the message it was giving me, because I had a dream. It may have been the night before. I think it was the night before, and it was the same type of thing you had. And I was in a room, and there was a closet, and I opened the closet. I'll never forget, because everything was white, and this black spider came out, and we had this conversation, which was basically getting over fear, that type of thing, kind of like your poem. So, what do you focus on now in the present, and where you're going with it? Do you want to expand what you're doing? Do you enjoy what you're doing as far as working with people around the world with the energy work?
I love it. Like, I do it from home.
Yeah.
I pick my own hours. Like, I stopped working like a regular job like 7 or 8 years ago.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I just, yeah. Um, I work in service, and the universe pays me for what I'm doing.
Isn't that beautiful? That's alignment, and that type of alignment's coming through more and more. With this new 5D commerce frequency, as I call it, where the universal law of an equal energy exchange applies. And it applies really from the intentions of our heart, not from, "Oh, I'm going to give you this because it logically makes sense."
Yeah.
Well, I know for us, it's been, it's been like everybody, we've had this thing going, and, you get down to where you're eating, rice and beans, or what is it? Ramen noodles. And I always, and anytime I get stressed too, and I always hear from the universe, "Just go and do your thing. Go do it. That's what you're putting out. That's what Soulogy's putting out, and your team's putting out, and, everyone you work with, and it's going to come back to you." And it always does. Right. And
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
Weren't you told to go to Kauai and just go there?
Yeah. Yeah, I was told to go to Kauai. Yeah, that was crazy. That was insane.
And then how everything just falls into place for you when you get there, right?
The crazy thing is, and the way it works in this transition, I have a feeling it's going to change. I have a feeling it's going to be the dominant frequency or consciousness or experience for all of us, where everything is true. It's just letting go of the fact that we don't believe it. It's because it's so good to be true. But the thing is, in the transition, which I'm sure you can relate to, it's you have this challenge, because the universe never gives you like $1 million.
Right.
Okay, you're okay now, go chill out. No, it always leaves. It has that mantra of, you're going to get exactly what you need when you need it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
many times, even since I got to Kauai, it would be like literally 1 or 2 days. I mean, 1 or 2 days, even the same day, really, literally, you don't have a home, you don't get what, and then something would happen.
Has a lot to do with the power of manifestation too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been practicing with that, and like I'll take walks and stuff, and I found $100 bill one day. It's pretty cool. My walks are magical. I'll find all kinds of interesting things lately.
I love to walk. Do you walk a lot?
Yes, I have to be in nature. Like I have to like
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to be in the sun, and or else I'm just not myself. Like it's like energy for your battery, your soul battery.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it because ever since Morgan will be back in, I think, 11 days. And but since she's been gone, I'm undercoating the apartment, painting, and the rest of it looks like a bachelor pad basically. So I'm not sleeping upstairs in the bed. I'm sleeping on the couch, but I position the couch to where it coming from the window diagonally, the sun comes up perfectly over the water. I can see the edge of the water, and the sun hits me.
Nice.
Father's sun hits me probably about 6:15, maybe 6:10 every morning. And
I'm feeling drawn to the ocean lately. Like my mom said I went to it when I was a little girl, but I don't remember. And like I've never seen the ocean like in this life. Like it's like I watch ocean videos and stuff. And
where do you live?
South Dakota.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a long ways, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm really feeling drawn to the ocean lately. Like my soul's just saying, go to the ocean.
I think one thing's for sure, our soul's going to make it clear what we're supposed to do now that we've hit this level. And I think we're all smart enough to know we got to listen to that higher aspect, or that aspect of us that's real.
Yeah, I started the ascension symptoms maybe 9 years ago or so.
Really?
They've been challenging because I've been having a lot of health issues, and I landed in the ER twice. Had a near-death experience when I was in there last time.
What was it for? I mean, what technically, what was it for?
I went in there from coughing up blood.
Oh wow, that was ascension symptoms. You must have been doing some serious purging. Are you okay now? You good? You look good. Yeah.
The ascension symptoms got rough there for a while, like to the point where I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else has felt that, where you're gasping for air and you just can't breathe in the new energy.
Mm.
I even had heart attacks. I believe I've had 2 or 3 heart attacks. I have congestive heart failure and diabetes, and I have a fundraiser posted up of the recent health stuff I'm dealing with.
Oh, you do? Is it on your Spirit Solutions or your personal page?
It's on there.
Yeah.
But I really felt like I almost died in the hospital the last visit. I was in there for 7 days. They totally cleaned me out, a total cleanse, of everything. Yeah. They never did find the source of the bleeding.
Yeah. So they never found it. Then it sounds like that's what it is an ascension symptom.
I think it was like a major upgrade, because when I got out, it was like I was a different person. Like, I totally felt like a different person. And
do you get like, I mean, I know you're in constant communion with the universal. Do you get like collective intel, like, what's happening, what's going on, that type of thing?
I've channeled messages that I pick up in the moment on Facebook.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's happening the past 2 or 3 years. I'll just get a channeling and I'm like, okay, I got to go post that on Facebook.
Wow. Yeah. And so can you give us an idea of where everything is right now based on your communication with the universal? What's happening, or any information, any real-time present information?
Well, I don't feel like we've seen anything yet. I think we're just beginning. Wow. It's a new earth. It's like a new birth for everybody. We've been in the dark. The earth has been in the dark for so long that people are like waking up out of their comas in a way.
Yeah. You know what? That resonates a lot. I've been feeling that in a more subtle way, but now that you say it, that's, you know how you've got this energy in your head and they're like a thought form and it's not in words, and then somebody will speak it and you're like, oh, that's it.
I get information in my dreams from aliens too, like my star family. I've had some pretty intense dreams with that. And
can you give us an example?
I post that stuff on Facebook.
What branch of the star family tree are you in? What branches?
Lyran,
Yeah.
and Blue Avian.
Wow.
For sure.
Yeah.
I actually think I'm part bird and part cat sometimes.
You probably are.
I really resonated with cats since I couldn't connect to my family for the longest time. I found a cat family and I rehomed cats for the longest time. And I recently had to get rid of all of them because of my health. But they taught me about unconditional love and family. And you know what I mean? Like I felt like I was living vicariously through my cat that just kept getting pregnant. I was like, I'm a grandma. I have fur babies.
Oh my God.
And animals in general. I love animals. I just posted recently of a injured bird I found on a walk. And it was laying down face down in the gutter. It had a broken wing. And like I think it looked like it got shot in the back with like a BB gun or something. I was just taking my walk and I just felt this flapping noise, or I felt a flapping and I heard flapping. So I went back and I saw the bird, and that bird spent the day with me, and I tried to give it some water, and it didn't drink any, but I was like, this is a message. And like, I haven't practiced my healing on anything for a while, and I practiced my healing on the bird, and as I was doing that, I was hearing Broken Wing by Martina McBride in my head, and I could feel my energy going up through the bird, and then later on I put it outside and I saw it eating, and
wow. And
eventually it went away, but I prayed, like to take care of that bird, make sure it's not like, crippled for life or whatever.
Wow. I think that's, a great example of something that we all have for far too long underestimated. And that's these little things like that, an action like that, an alignment, it's an alignment, basically. It's alignment with your free will and universal will. And that actually permeates into every part of the holy matrix.
I just got to thinking if I was laying down face down in a gutter with a broken arm, and I would want help,
Yeah.
I could have been that bird's last stitch effort, so he was like flapping his wings. Like, we don't know what somebody's been through. We don't know how long that bird was laying there. We don't know how long somebody suffers, or somebody needs help. We don't know the whole story.
Yeah. And I think as the journey continues more and more rapidly, our awareness becomes more acute, our experiences become more acute. So we're seeing both sides of the spectrum, and it's a powerful time. It's a really powerful time to invoke our divinity and go with, things like that, like, the healing, the messages you're getting, because it's actually having a huge contagious effect on those around you and really in the whole realm.
And people are posting a lot of like UFO videos and lights in the skies and stuff like that. When I say like we haven't seen anything yet, I think
agree.
As far as UFOs go and the star family, they have a lot to show us.
Yeah.
They've shown me things in my dreams that I'm like, God, that would be so amazing to see on Earth. Like, I saw a UFO light show in my dream, and it was like a car show, but it was with UFOs.
Yeah.
And they were in the sky and they were dancing to like Beethoven music, and they were doing geometric shapes and stuff. And I was like, we could Maybe
I
we'll
think
see that in our life.
I think that's entirely possible. I think on one end of the spectrum, you see what's pure and real, and on the other end of the spectrum, we might see a bunch of man-made UFOs trying to, you know.
I think we're all UFOs, and our body is.
That's a good way to put it. Maybe a UFO is just another name for Merkaba. You know?
I think our physical body, we advance to UFOs later on in higher dimensions or something.
Yeah. Well, we've been everything else. We've been dragons and lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
Well, I'm glad we were able to work out the tech difficulties. I really enjoyed spending time with you. You're very genuine. You have that power of innocence, and you're magic. You're magical. So I hope everybody has enjoyed getting to know you, and you know down the road maybe we can do it again and pull out some more of your poetry.
Yeah, that would be good.
Maybe, yeah. Now that things have gone past the tipping point, maybe you can write some more. Like I wrote a lot of dark stuff. I know it was good, but it was dark. But more heaven stuff. How about that? More
right.
More light. Yeah, we know where we've been. I guess we can start expressing where we're at, right? And whatever
the story.
Yeah.
But
I think you should. I think
when you're live is the hard part.
Right. I think you should write another country country style called Crazy Isn't Crazy Anymore. For some reason, I think you could channel.
So funny, 'cause I'm not a big country fan.
Me neither, but well, I mean, I like all music, but your words sounded really good to that country tune. I think maybe you could merge with Patsy Cline, call her in, and just Crazy Ain't Crazy Anymore. Right?
Hey, that sounds like a plan.
We got 4 minutes, and the reason the screen looks different is we're converting to Zoom, which is what we're going to be using on our website. But I still got 3 Be Live episodes already set up, so we're going to flip off of this one, jump into another one, which I believe is Natalie Galchi, and she got married a couple of weeks ago. See what she's been doing. She's been on a couple of times. Thank you so much, Shari. Wishing you the best.
Thank you.
Again. For those of you who want to jump off this one, jump onto the page. We're going to go on with Natalie in just a second, about 5 minutes. Bye, Shari.
Todd, bye.